Okay, one more time with this name deal here. Just once more, and this is might be a little confusing, but actually I think it's very interesting. Okay, as I mentioned before, 2 Kings 14, it mentions that Azariah, which was 16 years old, they made him king instead of his father Amaziah. So Azariah is the name we're looking at. Azariah. And then that's in, once again, 2 Kings 14, or you could also, well, let's do this one here, because I'm going to be showing you another example of this verse, 2 Kings 15. In the 27th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, began Azariah, son of Amaziah, king of Judah, to reign. Azariah. He is the same guy as is mentioned in 2 Chronicles 26. Then all the people of Judah took Uzziah, who was 16 years old, and made him king in the room of his father Amaziah. So, now you know, if you never did before, that Azariah and Uzziah, or Uzziah as some people call him, are the same guy. Okay, so we got that part down? But you might be tempted later in the chapter of 2 Chronicles 26, when you get to the part where it talks about Azariah the priest, to say, oh, okay, now that's, and I kind of almost alluded to this in my previous video, where I kind of alluded to the notion that, you know, maybe it was changed so there wouldn't be confusing between the two. And I might be tempted to think, well, the King James guys probably just used a different form of the name to put there, so that it wouldn't have two Azariahs. You know, Azariah the priest and Azariah the king. But no! God had it written that way in the first place. Now, I'm not a Hebrew scholar by any means. I know a fellow that speaks Hebrew, and he pointed out which one of these was the name of Azariah. Okay, let me show you something that's pretty cool. This is 2 Kings 15, verse 1. In the such and so year of such and began Azariah, son of Amaziah. Azariah, here's his name. Take note of it. You read from right to left here. That's how Hebrew is read. Okay, so this first letter looks like a Y. Looks like an I, you know, with a big fat dot on top. Little I, big giant dot. Now it looks like an upside down and backwards L. Looks like apostrophe, and it looks like a pi symbol, where just the other side of the pi, the left-hand side of the pi, isn't connected to the top. But of course, pi is a Greek symbol. So, but this is Hebrew, of course. That ain't a pi, but it looks like one with a line on top. Okay, so that's once again Azariah. Okay, now when we get to Chronicles 26, as we already showed too, then all the people of Judah took Uzziah, or Uzziah, who was 16 years old, and we find his name in the Hebrew somewhere up here. I got it marked. There it is. Here's the beginning of the chapter, as designated by the Hebrew number there, and then his name is over here. And you see, and forget the thing that looks like an X and a pi. That's a different word. That's of. Okay, so here's the word right here. Once again, looks like a Y, looks like a little I with a big giant dot on top. The apostrophe, the upside down backwards L, and where it looks like a pi also. And then you know, the little L. Well, it's kind of a little different. Okay, but at first glance, you might say, well, no, that's the same name, right? Well, as we mentioned later in the chapter, we're going to go this way for later in the chapter, because they read, once again, right to left, and that's the way the pages turn also. We find Amaziah the priest, or Azariah, let's get it straight here. And that's in verse 17, so let's get up here to 17, whichever way it is. It's down here. Azariah, the priest. And here's Azariah's name, once again, like we saw before. And you say, yeah, looks like the same thing to me. Y, little I, upside down, backwards L, so on and so forth. See, there's Azariah, and back here, this is Uzziah. And you go, yeah, same one, same word. Take away the first part there, that's the same thing. Oh, but no. See, the thing that makes these different, let me get something to point more specifically. Oh, great, I don't have a pencil near me. I use my Indiana Jones bookmark here. Use his tip of his cap for pointing these things out. If I can just find it again here. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, you see this? See this like Y thing? See those 3 dots underneath? That changes the way this is pronounced. See those 2 dots on top? Let's check out the other one. This is Azariah. See the Y? See the 2 dots and then the line? See how it's mirrored over here with a little line and 2 dots? Where's the 2 dots on top? It ain't covered by my pencil markings. It's not there. This is Uzziah. No, this is Azariah. This is Azariah. The other one's Uzziah. The one with the 3 dots underneath. So, first glance, you might say it's the same thing, then you realize, no, it's not. But the fact that this was written originally with Azariah, written as Uzziah, was written that way, and intended to be written that way, by God, who ordained the writing of the book. And it brings to mind what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5 and verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot, remember those 3 dots? Remember those 2 dots on top? Jots and tittles. One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. God has preserved His word throughout time, in Hebrew and in English, and in Greek. But God's given us English, and all we need to do is ask, and He'll show us cool things like I just showed you just now.